What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I've been seeing a lot of, and that is a lot of brothers talking about they want to go to Colombia and finding a wife. Now, I, for one, seen a post by Dennis Sperling on his Instagram, and it showed how a brother had didn't do much, but the love. She was a Venezuelan, but she lived in Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. So she was, she gave him that look. Then he said something to her in Spanish, and she talked to him. And I don't know what it was. It was like the energy that came off from her. But yo, that chick really found him to be found that to be a man. So what am I talking about here? A lot of these chicks that a lot of brothers are going after in Colombia. A lot of these chicks want husbands and want men. Now, the ones that you find in the club or on the streets, some of them, they might be just, trying to just look for a quick rob or some shit like that. But a lot of these chicks in not Western, but a lot of chicks in different cultures and different countries, they want a husband and want a provider. And quite frankly, seeing as how said woman responded to the dude, I've never seen that type of femininity from an American woman or a Western woman. I've never seen that type of femininity from any woman in the States. I haven't. It's like you got to play all these different games. You got to talk real cool and shit, or you gotta have all this damn superficial shit. And it's like I'm working my ass off, but yet I'm working my ass off. I work 40, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And I gotta fucking be over here, doing all this shit just to try to attract you or have all this superficial shit just to get you to even talk to me. Or I gotta text you or I gotta wait till after a couple days to text you and shit. Man, I'm sorry, I'm not pulling all that shit out of my ass. I'm not doing it. But it's just like, bro barely knew Spanish, and she was talking to him. Basically, she was talking to him. She understood some of the stuff he was saying, but then he asked her for her WhatsApp number, and literally she said she reached for his phone. He gave her her phone, put her number in. They started chatting. They started chopping it up. So me seeing that, it's just like, damn. Then me seeing how some of these chicks in other cultures like Brazil, Dominican Republic, Thailand, the Philippines, how they react towards passport bros, seeing the black Filipino and the interviews that he's doing with brothers and their Filipino wives, and then Richie Mack with him doing interviews with Thai women. Then Average Man Unplugged doing interviews with Eric and Bell, and a whole host of other Latin American black men with Latin women, Latin wives. It's just like seeing the way they interact with each other, seeing the love that they share and all that. I'm just like, a lot of brothers in America are missing that. A lot of brothers are seeing that and are craving that. Hell, men from all races are craving a woman to treat them like that. A lot of men are wanting a woman that will treat them like that, and quite frankly, if I magically find that woman, which I hope I do one of these days, find that woman that looks at me the way that those Latinas look at their husbands, their African American, their black husbands, I don't know what I would do. Like, I mean, I would pick up a sword, pick up a battle axe or a battle hammer, pick up an AR, and I would go to war for that woman. To see a woman that gives you that type of femininity, that type of love, that type of reaction every time she's around you, like love. It's a channel. It's love. Love reactions and love reviews and passports, I believe it is. Like the way that him and his wife, the way like his wife giggles at everything this man says, and this man isn't like the cool dad, you know, he's like the nerdy kind of guy, the nerdy cool type of guy. He kind of reminds me of like an older version of me, but more mature, more refined. But seeing as how his wife laughs at everything that he says, how she expresses herself with him, how she looks at him, like when he's talking, she's looking at him and she's just cheesing and smiling and shit. It's just like, Jesus fucking mercy. It's just like, I can see the love in her eyes, and it's just like, a lot of women in America, they don't look at their husbands like that. They don't look at their boyfriends like that. They don't act like that with their men. And then they get mad when a Latina comes along, or a Filipina comes along, or a Thai woman comes along, and they steal their men from them. They're mad as hell. But it's like, look at the interaction between the two. That couple specifically, from Love Reviews and Passports, I believe it is. Just look at the way she interacts with her husband. Look at the way she giggles at her husband. Look at the way she caresses her husband's arm. Look at the way she smiles, and that's a genuine smile. Look at the way she just responds. She responds delicately. She responds feminine. She responds like a wife. She responds like a woman. She's not aggressive. She's not aggravated. She's not agitating. She's feminine. She's soft. And it's like, a lot of women in America do not know how to be soft. And this is like me talking about it, like me just describing that feeling, that emotion, the look, the desire in her eyes. Like, I am literally craving that. Like, I see how these brothers are being treated. It's men seeing that on YouTube, men experiencing that in person. Hell, a lot of these men have experienced that in person, and have married these women within a few years of knowing her, or a few months of knowing her. Like, brothers are literally finding that overseas and are literally marrying these women based off of what they're giving them. And that's what brothers are talking about when we say that we want femininity. We want love. We want a woman that respects us and that desires us. That's what brothers are talking about. And a lot of women do not understand that because a lot of women refuse to listen and shut the fuck up and actually listen to what the men are saying. Hell, me seeing that on those channels is making me crave that because I didn't know that I was missing that. I knew stuff was off. I knew it always was off. But seeing what I was actually longing for, it's like, it's making me crave it to the point where I just don't want to live without it. And I'm 23 and I'm saying this shit. Brothers that are 40, 45, 50, they're saying this. Brothers my own age are saying this. You have white men craving that. Asian men, Latino, fucking Arab. Every man in Western cultures in America are craving that from a wife or a woman that they are in relations with. They are craving that. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. I don't. Because me seeing that, I can already see why why these men are craving that. Because these men don't get that on a normal everyday basis. And quite frankly, that's what men want. And if women in America are not going to change the way they act, change their mentality, be the women that these men want, but men are going to continue to get their passports. There's nothing that they can say or do about it, but men are going to continue to get their passports. Men are going to continue to leave the country and find foreign feminine women that actually care. Like I said, just look at some of the couples on YouTube. Look at Andrea Wells. Look at the way she interacts with her husband. Look at Love Reviews and Passports. Look at the way they communicate with each other. Look at the way Richie Mack and Elle from Zoom to Thailand, they react with each other. Look at the interaction. Look at the way that what's their name? Look at the way that the black Filipino and his wife interact with each other. Look at the reviews they've done with those people that he's interviewed. You can't tell me that you want a traditional masculine male that works 45 hours a week to 50 hours a week, and you want to give him a sliver of femininity. You want to give him partial femininity. You want to give him femininity, transactional femininity. That's it. That's it. You want to give him transactional femininity. And when these men get real femininity by going to these traditional Eastern countries like Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, DR, Philippines, and they get a taste of that, it's hard to convince a man that's experienced that in person to even come back. And that's the truth. It's hard for a man to come back after he's experienced something that he hasn't felt before and that he fell in love with. Like, I've never experienced a feminine woman to the scale of what I've seen from these YouTubers. I've never experienced a feminine woman that's been willing to be like that with me, to be open and soft with me. I've only been around women that are very hard, very battle worn. They're like old Marines. Like what they say goes, and nothing else can change their mind. My grandfather was a Marine, and it took a lot of convincing to get his mind to change or to at least pivot. So that's how I can reference that. But my grandfather told me this one time before. He said, get you a woman that makes you happy. Get you a woman that's willing to respect you and not do anything to fuck up your life. He told me this. And to this day, my grandfather remains right about what he said. Give me a woman that loves me, that cares about me, that actually is willing to do everything for me. Willing to be a wife. And quite frankly, I haven't experienced that in anybody in America. Most of these women are about their money, about living the life of a hoe, a 304. And a lot of these women want to be OnlyFans or make that fast money. And quite frankly, you can be a woman that makes fast money and all this shit, but at the end of the day, are you going to bring me happiness? And quite frankly, a woman that makes over what their spouse makes, a lot of those women, they don't respect the men that they're married to. A lot of these women in America feel like they've settled for a man for their husbands and don't respect them. And quite frankly, a lot of these women just don't want to be a wife. So I say this. Passport bros, go out there and find you a feminine woman. Love that woman. If you find a woman that's valuable, that's of value to you, marry that woman. Be the husband that woman needs. Be masculine. But don't be a dick. And quite frankly, I already know that when I go to Colombia, I really do want to go to Colombia. I'm going to try to strive for Colombia in 2023. If not, 2024, because I got to get some debts paid off. I got to get my business started up, my YouTube making money. But I already know that when I go out to Colombia or Brazil, I just pray to God that I find that right one. Because here in America, I would never marry one of these women. Never. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Support the podcast on Spotify.com. I know I need to start posting on there, but you know how it is. But I will see you guys on the flip side, and thank you guys for listening to this podcast. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.